Are you tired of honesty? Sick of straight answers? Want to throw your money away faster than a gambler in Atlantic City? Then boy, do we got the man for you. Introducing Tony Bum Pizza. The only YouTuber who can tell you he's homeless and a mob boss in the same breath. Cry about rent one night and brag about being untouchable the next. Survive poison pizza from the Iceman while somehow still losing to a Motel 6 manager. Act now and you'll get the Leon Dog Bark soundtrack. Every time you donate, hear Leon cough like he's begging for royalties. The motel curtain backdrop, TM, adds that authentic hobo chic atmosphere to any live stream. Tony's 3-in-1 Lies package. Part gangster. Part veteran. Part bum. 100% baloney. But wait, there's more. If you call now, Tony will throw in a fake Kuklinski pizza slice comes pre-poisoned with oregano. A sob story about the dog's surgery that never happens. And his signature phrase, "Send me money or I'll disappear." Warning. Side effects include uncontrollable laughter, regret for every dollar spent, and realizing you just got grifted by a guy who can't even pay for Wi-Fi. Tony Bum Pizza, because why donate to charity when you can sponsor a clown?
What the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Pizzaverse strong. Motherfucker strong.
Bambi, Palermo, running around Pizzaverse. Fuck you and Pizzaverse.
A Pizzaverse Grimm tale, Tony Bum Pizza in the Pumpkin Eater plot. Written by Bambi Palermo, narrated by Vincent Vinny DiPrio. A Pizzaverse Studios production. The Festival of Fall and Fugazi's. It was autumn in Pieville, the kind of crisp October night where the smell of roasted chestnuts mixed with marinara in the air. The moon hung like a giant meatball over the rooftops, and the streets were lined with strings of orange lights, each bulb shaped like a tiny pumpkin pie. This was the Great Pumpkin Pizza Festival, a time for family, loyalty, and good sauce. But behind the laughter and the brass band playing Sinatra, trouble was rising like bad dough left out overnight. And at the center of it all was one name that made even the anchovies shiver: Tony Bum Pizza. See, last time Tony showed his face, he got himself exiled after trying to steal the golden sauce pot. Now rumor had it he was coming back, and not just for revenge. He wanted the pumpkin crown, the sacred relic of the festival, symbol of leadership in the Pizzaverse. The crew returns to Pieville. Down by the festival gate, the Pizzaverse all-stars were gathering like a family reunion after parole. Bambi Palermo, wearing a long burgundy coat, stood like royalty, staring out over the crowd. Her eyes were sharp, she didn't miss nothing. Beside her, Lopez, clean-cut and calm, scanned faces like an undercover Fed who's seen too much. Frank Pecoraro, the vice pres of Pieville, worked the mic. Welcome to the 43rd annual Great Pumpkin Pizza Festival. No fakes, no flakes, and no Tony freaking Bum Pizza. Sun-grown Tricom hovered nearby in his sage-green cloak, smelling like oregano and wisdom. Admiral Impeach, half robot, half rumor, saluted the crowd from behind mirrored shades. Aaron the Lion roared at the pie-eating contest. Anthony Sessa sharpened his basil knife with flair. Joey Dimes was taking bets behind the cannoli stand, and then, like she owned the joint, Deb Roberts stepped onto the scene. Black boots, copper hair, voice sweet but deadly. "You boys can play security all you want," she said, pulling on her gloves. "But if Tony shows his greasy mug tonight, I'll carve him up faster than a pumpkin pie." Marta smirked behind her press badge, recording for Pizzaverse TV Live. Ooh, this festival's about to be spicy, y'all. The band was playing, kids were laughing, and Tony Bum Pizza, wearing a fake beard made of shredded mozzarella and a fedora 3 sizes too big, slithered through the crowd. On his name tag it said, Pete P. Eater, Pumpkin Judge. He muttered like a man possessed, Tony Pumpkin Eater, had no sauce but found a heater, stole their pies and lost his fame. Now I'm back to stake my claim. The bum was packing a fake golden crown filled with old sauce and regret. He planned to swap it with the real pumpkin crown during the ceremony. But what he didn't know, Deb Roberts was watching from the cider bar, cappuccino in hand. You can fake your beard, Tony, she said under her breath, but you can't fake that cheap cologne. Smells like failure and lies. She tapped her earpiece linked right to Bambi and Lopez. We got a code sauce situation, the bum's in play. Tony snuck behind the stage, reaching for the relic, but when he turned, he froze. The entire Pizzaverse crew was staring him down, lit by lanterns and flashlight beams. Lopez stepped forward. You again. Didn't we already deport you to the swamp of regret? Tony sneered. You can't get rid of me. I am the sauce. Aaron growled, more like expired ketchup. Sessa flipped his basil blade. You ain't even fit to fold a calzone. Bambi crossed her arms, cool as ever. Tony, you could have been one of us, but you chose to be a meme. Deb walked up beside her, high heels clicking like a metronome of doom. And now, sweetheart, you're about to get stuffed. Sungrown lifted his wand, a swirl of herbs and THC glittered in the air. The pumpkin patch lit up like fireworks, and suddenly, wham! Tony fell backward right into the biggest pumpkin on the lot. The ground shook. The pumpkin cracked. And Tony found himself trapped inside it, banging the walls and screaming, Let me out! I'm innocent! I'm the Pumpkin King! Frank laughed. You're the pumpkin joke, paisan. Deb leaned down, tapping the side of the gourd. Looks like he finally found a house that fits him hollow and full of hot air. The next morning, the paper screamed, Tony Bum Pizza stuck in giant pumpkin. Local heroes save the sauce. The crew gathered at Bambi's cafe, raising espresso cups and cannoli in triumph. Frank toasted, to loyalty, to the crew, and to keeping our pumpkins bum-free. Lopez smirked. You know, Deb, you handled that better than half my bureau team. She winked. That's 'cause I don't need a badge to see through bull. Bambi laughed. You two sound like you're flirting. Careful, I might make that canon. Aaron let out a lion's chuckle. Ain't love grand when you don't gotta scrape it off your shoe? They say on cold October nights, if you walk past the Pieville fields, you can still hear Tony Bum Pizza inside that big orange tomb, ranting about how he was framed. But the town moved on, the sauce stayed sacred, the loyalty stayed strong, and the Pizzaverse grew tighter than ever. Sungrown became the official pumpkin sage. Deb got her own talk show, Robert's Rules of Loyalty. And Bambi, she ruled like the queen she is, velvet, vision, and vengeance, all in one. Bambi's word to the wise, the world's full of bums, paisan. People who want to wear your crown without earning the dough. But you can't fake flavor, and you can't fake loyalty. The real ones, they don't need to steal the sauce. They are the sauce. So stay true, stay sharp, and don't let no bum steal your shine. And remember, in the Pizzaverse, the crust might rise, but the fakes always fall. Subscribe to Pizzaverse Studios. Like, share, and stay loyal. 'Cause in this family, we don't crumble, we rise.
Tell my story. The Iceman poisoned my cheeseburger. I beat him. Hector Camacho in a street fight. I fought in MSG while Floyd Patterson and Jerry Cooney were watching. I split $20,000 a week with Sammy the Bull. Yeah, right. Tony the Gunman. Tony the fucking con man. Alright, Tony the con man, Tony the con man, Tony the fucking con man. I was mistaken for Joey Molino when I was in South Philly and interviewed by the media. I shared champagne with John Cena in Florida when Mikey the Bat was killed. John Gotti kissed me on the forehead and said they don't make men like us anymore. I was arrested in Utah with a machine gun on my way to watch Sammy the Ball. Yes, sir! Tony the Bomb! Tony the Bomb! Tony the fucking Bomb! I had a beef with the Borderos and ran to Philly where I met Salvi Tester. John Gotti kissed me on the forehead and said they don't make men like us anymore. I had streets with my last name on it in Malta and Sicily. Okay, Tony the bullshitter! Tony the bullshitter! Tony the fucking bullshitter! I hung around John Gotti, Tony Pep, Joey Bang Bang from the Bronx, the Varios, the Testers. I was hog-tied and thrown off a bridge, only to be saved by a clever. I hung out with a guy named Captain Chaos. Sonny Francis used to bounce me off his lap and feed me bacon. Yeah! Tony the storyteller! Tony the storyteller! Tony the fucking storyteller! The FBI used to watch me from the van while I panhandled from my refrigerator box like a filthy ball. I spent 20 years with Peter Pasta and Sonny Francesi and Michael for 2 years. People watched my Maltese cross 3 times in Malta, all the way in Malta. Sure, they dead. Tony is scumbag. Tony is scumbag. Tony, you fucking scumbag. You can't be something you're not. Fake mobster, cop, collar, king, doctor, king, tot, Fiji, black, but cold dancer. Shaka, shaka, boo, boo, you're squatting at abandoned camp, betrayed in your sense of their hard-earned money. Their hard-earned money. Devising new schemes to steal